What's up, rock stars? Coach Betty Rocker here. Welcome to day one of the Reboot Your Fitness Challenge. We are going to work our bodies head to toe today and get started on this super fun, motivating challenge that will really support you in getting yourself excited to work out again, rebuilding your fitness routine, whatever you need. We are here for it. So what you'll need are some assorted weighted objects. You'll need some space to move. It's totally optional to have an elevated surface like an ottoman, side of your couch, something like that. You may want to brace your body against it at some point, but it's not necessary. And we are going to get this party started with some sumo squats. Now I know you came to this workout nice and warmed up, but I would like you to be a little conservative in your first set of sumo squats. When you pick up your weights, you want to make sure that you keep them in close to your body. We're going to put them up on our shoulders. I'd like you to go for an 8 to 12 rep range in this first set, starting somewhere closer to the top of the rep range as you send your hips back, powerfully drive up through your glutes, and press the earth away from you as you stand. Now, when we're talking about a rep range, this is just a helpful way to calibrate how much resistance would be effective for us. So if we're in that 8 to 12 rep range, you want to make the weight choice something that makes it hard to get past 12 reps, but that you could get at least 8 with. And you just listen to your body to see where it's getting tougher and tougher to continue. As you send your hips back, you're gonna brace your core. One thing that can be helpful is to tap your butt down to something that's about knee height to help guide you to make sure that you're not coming up onto your toes and that you're keeping your weight back so you can really activate that posterior chain. Awesome work, rock stars. As you bend the knees, your hips bend back at the same time. Back stays nice and straight. This is such a great booty burner. Now, when you get to the top of your rep range, which might be before or after me, you're gonna safely set aside those weights, keeping them in close to the body, the same way we pick them up, bending the knees. And we will take a quick breather before we move on to our next move, which we're gonna use some tricep sculpting. So I love this particular move. We'll set up for it while we're catching our breath from those sumo squats. We're gonna come into a tabletop position, and you might wanna test out your weight amounts to see what amount of resistance helps you be in that 8 to 12 rep range for your triceps kickbacks. This is a move where we're also going to be engaging our abs. So let's go ahead and set up for that now. I'm gonna have my weight in my left hand. I'm gonna extend my right leg back straight behind me, bracing through my right hand. And I'm gonna draw that left elbow up close to my rib cage. Then I'm gonna start kicking it back, right? So we're gonna start counting. Count your reps, see how you feel. And if you feel pretty stable here, well, you can float that right leg up behind you. And this is going to really challenge your stability and balance here because you're only on 2 points of contact, and it's going to really work those abs. But at any point, if you start to lose your form or you can't maintain that flat back and braced core, you can tap your toe back down to the floor and just maintain your kickback, because that's, of course, our most important aspect of this move. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside that weight and we will transition to do the other side. So for the other side, left hand is planted down. We're holding our weight with our right hand. We're gonna extend back with that left leg this time, drawing the right elbow up and then kicking the arm back. Option to float that leg or keep it tapped down straight to the floor. Even if you have it touched down onto the floor, you're still engaging your core. And you want to maintain that nice flat back. Don't arch your back, don't round your back, and really focus on the kickback as you press your weight up and back behind you. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can take a breather, set everything aside, knowing that your reps you may not be quite done with your reps. You might finish before me. It's all good. I just want you to get a really effective workout. So use those rep ranges to help you calibrate what the right amount of weight should be. And we will move on to a little quick cardio blast to complement those sumo squats. We're gonna do some jump squats. So I'm gonna set us up. We're gonna stand in the middle of our space. Feet are out nice and wide, core braced. I'm gonna start your count in 3, 2, 1. We're gonna power it up, land lightly, and power it up again. Great job. I'll let you know when we get to that 30-second mark. Keep breathing, brace your core, send your hips back. And if you want a low impact version, you can do full body extensions, which are very cardiovascular in nature without the jumping. You're just dangling your hands down and bringing them right back up. Last 3, 2, 1 if you want to stop at 30 seconds, or you can join me for another bonus 15. I hope I can make it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. This is a great time to have some water or grab some aminos if you're using something like my Rock and Restore. Just stay hydrated. Make sure your body has plenty of fluids, especially with all of the jumping that we've got. We're gonna move back into our sumo squats. Here's your opportunity to check in and see if the amount of resistance is just enough, or if you wanna go a little heavier so you can get a little lower in that rep range for this second set. Go ahead and come on down to the mat and make your selection, safely picking up your weights in a kneeling position if you're picking them up from the floor. If you're using a bar, you can simply get them off your rack. Step your feet out wider than hip distance, pointing your toes out slightly, and send those hips back. Brace the core, and then press the earth away from you. Something that can help you if you're feeling like the weights you have aren't really challenging you enough is as you send your hips back and come into this bent knee position, pause at the bottom for a 3-count hold. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, press up. This is a really fun trick that can make your weights feel a little bit heavier and help you transition between weight amounts, or even make the equipment you have even more effective for strengthening your body. As we all know, muscle responds to the stimulus that we give it, and that's what helps us get stronger. It adapts and gets stronger as we slowly increase either our weight or our reps, and that's what's really fun about sort of just keeping track as you go through a workout like this. Well, how much resistance am I using for each of the sets that I'm doing? Great job. When you get to the top of your rep range for that second set of squats, let's safely set down our equipment and take a breather as we set up for our second set of triceps kickbacks with that bonus core component. Love this move so much. Woo! Replenish yourself as needed. I am right there with you. We're gonna come down onto the mat. Here's another opportunity, of course, to select from your weighted object choices. Looking to be maybe a little lower than 12 reps this time. See what amount of resistance will stop you. A little lower than 12 reps. Can you add a little bit more resistance to the mix? Coming into that tabletop position, weights in the left hand, extending out through the right leg, balancing through the core as we lift and extend with the left arm. Now, if you feel like the weight you have, you could do more like 20 reps, add a pause to the top of each kickback. Same idea as with the sumo squats. Here's just another variation or opportunity to make the weights you have work harder for you. If you have that leg lifted, make sure that it's not compromising your core. Make sure your hips are maintaining that low level position. Nice, solid, braced posture across your back and hips. And when you get to the top of your rep range with that first set of kickbacks, well, go ahead and switch it out to the other side. We're extending back with the opposite leg from the arm that we're kicking back with. And you have the option to rep these out like we did in the first round, or add a small pause at the top of each kickback. Great work, rock stars. So fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, so challenging. Keep those shoulders open and hugging back. So almost keep a gentle engagement between your shoulder blades, even as you're working those triceps kickbacks. This will help ensure that you're in an optimized position for your rotator cuff and shoulder. When you get to the top of your reps, you can set aside your weight. We're gonna prepare and do a second set of those jump squats or full body extensions. The low impact version, still cardio based, gives you a nice variation there. I'm gonna start that timer in just a few seconds. I'll let you know when we're at the 30-second mark if you wanna stop there, or you can continue to 45 seconds. Here we go. And power it up, power it down. As you come into that squat, give yourself a nice wide base with your feet. Your back stays nice and straight, so there's no rounding in your upper back, no arch in your lower back. Have a nice pace here. You got this. Transitioning into full body extensions anytime. If you need a little breather, you got about 8 seconds left to the 30-second mark. Land lightly. Great job. Here's 30 seconds. You can stop now, transition to low impact, or continue for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Woo! Catch your breath. Mine ran away. Oh my gosh. So tough. Love, love, love this full body workout. I'm feeling completely reinvigorated. Reboot. This is the reboot that we all needed. Oh my gosh. Stay hydrated. So we're gonna come back into that last round of our first circuit, starting with those sumo squats. Here is our last opportunity to challenge our bodies against resistance. So if you were still up in that 10 or 12 rep range with the amount of weight you had chosen, can you get a little heavier this last set? Can you get yourself down closer to the 8 rep range? Or could you add some extra pauses at the base of those squats and see if that would get you a few less reps? Now you just want to go to your fatigue point, right? So brace that core, send those hips back, and powerfully press your hips back up as you bend the knees and bend the hips at the same time. Great job. Knees track in alignment with the toes. Option to add that pause at the base of your squat. Adding a little bit more time under tension for those hardworking muscles. Really feel free to use your box or couch to tap your butt down to help guide you. If you find yourself getting up onto your toes a lot in your squats, that can really help train more of the posterior chain muscles to activate. And I want you to be in optimal form as you do these sumo squats. When you get to the top of your rep range, where you feel like you could maybe do 1 more, 2 more reps with good form, that's when you want to stop a little bit before what we call failure, and give yourself a breather before you move on to our last set of triceps kickbacks. Here's another posterior chain movement, working the back of the arm, supporting the shoulder joint from the back. Important for good posture, right? Of course, we do a lot of work with our hands in front of us most of the time, so it's really important to be training our back muscles, our triceps muscles, and all of these hardworking muscles that support and pull us into an upright position. When you are ready, you can choose the right amount of resistance for yourself for this last set of kickbacks, and we will set ourselves up with the option to add the pause. So I'm starting with the left side, left knee is down, right toe extends, and we are lifting up with that left elbow and then kicking the arm back. As I kick the arm back, my palm turns to face the ceiling to give my shoulder and my tricep just a little bit more of an optimized position for that kickback. Stay braced through your core. You do not have to keep your foot lifted here. You could keep it down on the mat, focusing with most of the challenge on the amount of resistance that you are using. Option to pause, like we said. And when you get to the top of your rep range on that first side, we're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. Setting ourselves up for success once again, opening up through the chest before we kick it back. establishing a good open position in our shoulders so that we can really isolate that tricep. Triceps are a three-headed muscle, and this is really hitting them in a great way. You should really feel this as they contract. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that core engaged, whether your toe is down or hovering up. And when you get to the top of your rep range on your second side, you're gonna stop and set aside your weight. Great job. One last set of our good old buddy, the jump squat. And then we're gonna move on to our second circuit. You are crushing this workout. All right, standing tall, feet out wide, shoulders back, and power it up, power it down, power it up, power it down. You got this, rock stars, come on. Don't forget to breathe, land lightly, take that full body extension variation anytime just so you can keep it going. So strong. You got 10 seconds left in your first 30 seconds. So good, come on. You got this. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to continue for another 15 seconds, you can keep it going. Come on, we got this. So strong. Woo! Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was a challenge. Oh my gosh. Catch your breath. And we're gonna set up for our second circuit. Now, I was mentioning how important it is to train that posterior chain, to train and strengthen our back muscles. So coming up for the first move in our second circuit, we have a wide row. So go ahead and grab a couple of weights and join me standing. Step your feet about hip distance. Roll those shoulders back and down into their sockets as you brace your core. Imagine you were bracing for a punch. And then I want you to hinge your hips back while keeping your core braced and your chest upright. From here, row your arms out wide. Imagine you were holding a broom handle with a wide grip. Where would your elbows go as they floated up? Great job. Elbows up and back. Up and back. Yes, you got this. You're counting your reps. You're just checking to see how many reps you can do with the weight you selected for this first round. Great work. Up and back. Keep breathing. You got this, Rockstar. When you get to the top of your rep range, where you're finding it tough to keep going with that good form, you're gonna go ahead and set your weights down and take a breather. Awesome job. Way to start out our second circuit strong. Our second move is a reverse curtsy lunge. This is such a great move. So as we're catching our breath here, you may want to just test yourself out holding on to something nearby. And I'm going to start standing with my right leg, stepping my left leg back, keeping my body fairly upright as I do this. Now, if you're finding that you're fine without holding on to anything, you can certainly hold 2 weights, 1 in each hand, and step it back and step it forward. That left knee comes behind the right heel. Nice job. Activating those medial gluteus muscles and targeting them and targeting your balance. Now, when you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside your weights and we're gonna switch and do the other side. Option to hold on to something and stabilize yourself holding 1 weighted object, or of course, you can hold 2 and work that side. Great job. You're gonna keep your weight back as you do this curtsy lunge. And remember, you still have that option. You can do a regular reverse lunge without the curtsy. You could even do a step up, or you could do that thing we looked at in the very first move, holding on to a wall or anything nearby and using 1 dumbbell. When you get to the top of your rep range and you finish both sides, we're gonna bend the knees to safely set down our weights, take a breather, and Yes, I have a fun cardio move for you. Fun, I know, is relative. However, I love this one. It's the burpee, our old friend. I'll start out using my elevated surface, low impact to high impact, and then I'll transition down to the mat in this first round. So you have all of the options at your fingertips. I'm gonna start that timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Option to use an elevated surface. Low impact, high impact, adding the push-up at the bottom. Option to do low impact on the ground. Option to take a knee as you come into the push-up, of course. Option to add the full jump. Come on. Whichever variation you're taking, doing great. You can cycle between them. That's it, we're at 30 seconds. If you want to continue for 15 more seconds, be my guest. You got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Whew. Catch your breath. There was a great chest workout right there. And we're gonna balance that out as we come back to the top of our second circuit again with our rows. But catch your breath. Doing your explosive cardio, you'll wanna recover after that so that you can get everything out of your next move. All right, how was the resistance you used in your first set? This time I'd love for you to get down between 8 to 10 reps with your rows. So see what amount of resistance you have that would challenge you to not be able to go past 8 or 10 reps with your weight. And you have the option to add that pause at the top of your reps as well to increase the challenge to yourself. So either heavier or pausing. Let's stand tall. Let's brace the core as we hinge the hips back just slightly. Lock those shoulders into place and then row your arms straight up. Elbows come out quite wide here. Like I said, imagine you were holding a broom handle and with your hands pretty widely gripped, and think about where your elbows would come up to. Option to add that pause at the top of your reps if your weight feels a little light. Somehow I chose a weight that I can't pause with. I'm feeling pretty challenged, I have to say. So you have lots of options, right? To really just make this so effective for your body. Lots of great options. Work with what you've got. Take a quick breather. Oh my gosh. Moving into our second set of reverse curtsy lunges. And as I'm catching my breath from the rows, I'm just taking a look at my options, deciding what I want to use to get me in that 8 to 12 rep range for each side. And once you figure that out, you can grab those weights, shoulders back. Start with my right leg stationary, left leg stepping back, and count your reps as you go. Beautiful work. Don't let your chest collapse. Be really mindful of that knee alignment. And use the option anytime if you want to switch to a different variation, step ups, regular reverse lunges, whatever feels supportive to you and your body today. When you get to the top of your reps on your first side, switch to the other side, finding balance and stability through your left foot as you step back with your right side. Great job, rock stars. Come on, don't let those shoulders round or collapse. You got this. Keep breathing. Awesome work. Woo. Oh my gosh. So strong. So powerful. When you get to the top of your rep range and you've evened out your reps, you can set aside those weights, keeping them in close to your body. We're gonna move into our last move of the circuit. You know what's coming, I know what's coming. We're gonna rest for another 5 seconds and then we're gonna get right into those burpees. Take any variation I showed you and begin. Down, back, nice flat back in your plank. Keep your core braced. Place your hands deliberately below your shoulders before lowering into your push-up. You got this. Come on. Woo. So strong, rock stars. Powerful. You got it. 10 seconds, 8 seconds to 30-second mark. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're welcome to add another 15 seconds. I know, it's so welcoming. Yeah, let's do 15 more seconds of burpees. How fun, be my guest. I know. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes. Whew. I felt that. Oh. But think about the deposits you're making into the health savings account that is going to serve you 5 years down the road. All this really important work you're doing, taking this step, doing this challenge, for instance, with us, being in your body, doing the all or something method, right? That's where we do all we can. We don't do all or nothing, we do all or something. Everything you do adds up and makes a difference and an impact to your body. Cheers to that. All right. Right back to the top. One last time, we're gonna start with those rows, taking this final opportunity to challenge yourself with the amount of resistance that you wanna use in that 8 to 12 rep range. Can you get yourself even a little bit lower in the rep range this time? Set yourself up for success. Bracing the core, shoulders back, core braced, hinging forward slightly. Don't let those shoulders collapse as you pull your arms straight back and then lower down with control. Great job, Rockstar. Come on. Keep breathing. Keep your core braced. Don't let your back round or arch. Great work. Elbows come out wide and we lower down with control. Option to add that pause at the top. Beautiful job. When you get to the top of your rep range, you're gonna set aside those weights. Take a quick breather. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna hit up that last set of reverse curtsy lunges. So just think about how much resistance you used in the last couple of sets. What would get you down closer to that 8 to 10 rep set on each leg? How much resistance do you need to get yourself into that rep range? Safely pick up your weights or single weight if you want to hold on to something for stability. And I'll start with my left leg stationary, lining up through those shoulders, bracing the core as we step it back and then step it forward. So that back knee is coming down in the same line as the front heel. Great job. You're gonna keep your weight back as you do this curtsy lunge. And remember, you still have that option. You can do a regular reverse lunge without the curtsy. You could even do a step up, or you could do that thing we looked at in the very first move, holding on to a wall or anything nearby and using one dumbbell. Once you get to the top of your rep range on that first side, you're gonna even out your reps. Going on the other side. Great job. You got this. You're gonna finish this strong. We've just got one move to go. Come on, Rockstar. Keep those shoulders back. Keep that core braced. Woo! Even out those reps. You might be done before me. You might be done after me. This is your workout. You got this. Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh! When you get to the top of your rep range, safely set aside those weights, keeping them in close to your body as you set them down. Take a quick breather, and we are gonna move on to our final set of burpees. Yes, that makes me very happy to hear. Remember to stay hydrated as you go through this, and as soon as my heart rate comes down, I'm gonna hit up that timer one last time. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, plant your hands below your shoulders, let your elbows come out to the side in your push-ups, whether you're doing them elevated or down on the mat. As you jump or step it back, I want a nice flat back, strong plank position. You got this. Working your core, your back, your arms and chest, your legs. You are already at the 30-second mark, Rockstar. Right there it is. If you want to join me for another 15 seconds, be my guest. Yes, we got this. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Oh my gosh. That was just amazing, amazing work. And you have rocked day 1 of our challenge. Now there's a quick cool down stretch that I filmed custom for this workout right inside our Rock Your Life portal where the rest of this challenge lives. And we are dying to have you join us. So click the link here in this video and be able to jump right in with day 2 next. Can't wait to see you there, Rockstar. Till then, I'm Betty Rocker, and you are so awesome, blossom, and amazing.